Chosen one, this message is reaching you because heaven has already marked this moment. You are not scrolling by chance, and you are not drawn here out of curiosity alone. Something in your spirit recognized a call before your mind could explain it. The time has come for you to step into what was prepared long before you knew how to ask for it. This is not simply about moving into a physical home or changing an external location. This is about divine positioning. God is aligning you with an environment that matches your growth, your obedience, and your spiritual maturity. When God prepares something, He prepares it completely. There are no missing pieces, no rushed foundations, no unstable ground. What has been prepared for you carries clarity, comfort, and sacred intention. This is not an accident, and you are not imagining the shift you feel. Every delay you endured was purposeful. Every door that refused to open was protecting you from stepping into something too early. You didn't miss your moment. You were being preserved for it. This is the season where alignment replaces confusion, where certainty replaces waiting, and where peace replaces striving. God does not relocate His chosen ones without reason. He moves them when their old environment can no longer support what He is growing within them. And now, heaven is announcing that the preparation is complete. What you are about to step into is not only new, it is holy. It carries divine fingerprints. Your spirit knows it because it was always meant for you. This moment has been forming quietly, intentionally, and precisely. Nothing about this is random. Nothing about this is delayed. You are standing at the threshold of something that was orchestrated with you in mind. This is not a message meant to be heard passively. There is power in your participation, and there is movement attached to your response. When you are instructed to watch until the end, it is because every word carries timing, and timing is everything in the spirit. When you are invited to write your heartfelt wishes, to type Amen and the number 99, you are not performing a ritual. You are releasing agreement. Words are not empty. Declarations are not symbolic. What you speak aligns your inner world with what heaven is already doing. Engagement is activation because agreement creates momentum. When you declare what you desire, when you affirm what God is revealing, you give language to faith. And faith, when spoken, moves things that silence cannot. This moment is powerful because it is interactive. Heaven responds to intentional participation. What you release now sets energy into motion far beyond what you can immediately see. This is not about numbers or comments. It is about authority. Your voice carries weight. Your declaration carries direction. When you type with intention, when you speak with belief, chains shift, resistance weakens, and alignment accelerates. Do not underestimate the impact of a single declaration spoken in faith. This is a moment of spiritual synchronization. You are aligning your words with divine timing. Speak boldly. Declare without fear. Let your engagement be intentional, because what you agree with now begins to manifest in ways that will soon become visible. Something unseen is already responding. If you've been feeling tired in ways rest couldn't fix, unsettled in ways comfort couldn't soothe, it's because you've been in transition. You were between places, between promises, between versions of yourself. That in-between space is uncomfortable by design. It stretches you, empties you, and forces you to loosen your grip on what once felt familiar. The instability you felt wasn't weakness, it was movement. God was shifting you while you were still trying to make sense of what was changing. What felt like things falling apart was actually divine rearranging. Heaven was working beneath the surface, aligning circumstances, closing cycles, and repositioning you for what was next. You didn't imagine the pressure. You didn't exaggerate the confusion. You were evolving, and evolution requires discomfort. The unfamiliar season wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you. You weren't being punished, you were being tuned. Every delay had purpose. Every detour carried instruction. You weren't stuck. You were being redirected. And now, looking back, the pieces begin to connect. The silence had a schedule. The waiting had an expiration. The discomfort was evidence that your old space could no longer contain who you were becoming. Transition always feels uncertain while you're in it, but clarity follows obedience. And now that the shift is complete, you can see that nothing was wasted. Everything was aligning. What God is bringing you into now is not temporary relief or a short-lived blessing. This is not a season you will have to brace yourself to lose. This is permanent peace. It is sealed, established, and secure. You won't have to question whether it will last. You won't have to fight to maintain it. What God prepares does not expire. This new home, spiritually and physically, is marked by rest, safety, and divine covering. Peace will meet you the moment you arrive. Your body will respond. Your spirit will settle. Overflow will exist naturally, not forced or chased. Fear cannot survive in this atmosphere. Anxiety will not have permission to follow you here. The things that once drained you will lose access. You are stepping into a space where God's intention becomes your environment. You are no longer surviving, you are dwelling. You are no longer waiting, you are established. This peace is not fragile. It is fortified. It is protected by divine authority. This is the kind of peace that allows you to breathe deeply again, to sleep fully, to think clearly. You're safe here. And because you're safe, you can finally expand. This is not a pause. This is a foundation. From this place, everything else will begin to flow. The reason everything began to feel tight, heavy, and uncomfortable is because you outgrew the space you were in. The environment didn't change, you did. The pressure wasn't proof that something was wrong. It was evidence that something was growing. You didn't lose your place. You were being released from it. God does not remove you from spaces to harm you. He releases you when they can no longer support what He is developing within you. What felt like loss was actually liberation. What felt like endings were divine exits. Expansion requires movement, and movement requires leaving what can no longer hold you. The discomfort was a signal. The restlessness was confirmation. You were never meant to stay confined, hidden, or minimized. The pressure you felt was prophetic. It was announcing that growth had outpaced capacity. And now that you are stepping forward, you understand why staying was no longer an option. You weren't failing. You were evolving. And evolution always demands new ground. What God has prepared for you is not just a place of comfort. It is a place of assignment. This home is strategic. It is intentional. It is positioned not only to shelter you, but to support what has been placed inside you. God never separates comfort from calling when it comes to His chosen ones. Where He settles you, He also activates you. This space was selected with purpose because environments shape outcomes. Every detail has been aligned to sustain your destiny, not distract from it. The waiting you endured, the tears you cried in private, the long silences where answers felt delayed, all of it was part of divine orchestration. Nothing was random. Nothing was overlooked. Heaven was building something precise while you were being refined. This home is the result of timing meeting obedience. It is the answer to prayers you whispered and the ones you were too tired to articulate. It is where your purpose will feel supported instead of strained. You will notice that clarity comes easier here. Decisions feel lighter. Your spirit feels steadier. That's because this environment agrees with your assignment. God has placed you where your growth can continue without resistance. This is where vision sharpens, where faith matures, and where your calling finds room to breathe. The space itself will remind you why the waiting mattered. It will confirm that silence was never absence, but preparation. You are being aligned to a location that could hold the weight of who you've become. This home is not accidental. It is instructional. It teaches you how to live from alignment rather than effort, from obedience rather than urgency. From here, everything begins to make sense. There comes a moment when you realize God didn't just hear your prayers, He honored your faithfulness. What you are stepping into now is not merely an answer. It is a reward. There is a difference between receiving what you asked for and receiving what you earned through endurance. You remained faithful in uncertainty. You kept showing up when results were invisible. You trusted God when there were no guarantees. And heaven took note of that kind of obedience. This season is not about compensation for suffering. It is confirmation that the process mattered. God exceeded your expectations because He saw your perseverance. He watched you choose faith over bitterness, hope over despair, obedience over escape. This is not a small blessing meant to patch wounds. This is a full circle moment meant to validate the journey. You didn't imagine the resistance you faced. You didn't exaggerate the weight you carried. But now you are seeing why it couldn't end any other way. The reward had to match the refinement. What God is giving you now carries evidence of His favor and acknowledgement of your resilience. This is the moment where you realize the delays were not denials, but divine preparation. God was building something worthy of you. And now, as you stand in it, you understand that nothing you endured was wasted. Every step mattered. Every tear counted. This is not luck. This is legacy-level reward. When God declares, "Welcome home," something deeper than location changes. Identity does. You will notice it in the way you carry yourself, in the calm of your voice, in the steadiness of your decisions. There is a visible shift that happens when your outer environment finally aligns with your inner growth. You won't feel the need to explain your journey anymore. You won't feel pressure to justify your transformation. The results will speak louder than any story you could tell. You have been refined by pressure, reshaped by fire, and strengthened by seasons that tested your faith. And now that refinement shows, people will sense that you are more settled, more grounded, more present. Not because life became perfect, but because you are no longer fighting where you belong. This home mirrors who you've become. It reflects maturity, discernment, and peace earned through endurance. You are no longer the version of yourself that questioned every step. You are anchored now. You know who you are. You know what you carry. This is what happens when God completes a process. You didn't just arrive at a destination. You stepped into a new version of yourself. And from this place, you move with confidence, not because you have answers to everything, but because you trust the one who brought you here. Now, chosen one, you can finally exhale. Not cautiously, not halfway, but fully. The tension you carried for so long can release, because you are no longer operating from survival. You are moving from security. There is a noticeable shift in how life flows when you are positioned correctly. Favor no longer has to be chased. It finds you. Support arrives without strain. Resources align without force. This is what happens when resistance is removed and alignment takes over. You are entering a season where things move with you instead of against you. Fulfillment replaces frustration. Acceleration replaces delay. You'll feel it in your body first. A deeper breath, calmer thoughts, steadier emotions. That's because your spirit recognizes safety. This is not a rush forward. It's a smooth current. You're no longer paddling upstream. You're being carried by divine flow. From this place, progress feels natural. Growth feels sustainable. You are not burning out. You are building wisely. And because you are anchored, movement doesn't exhaust you. It energizes you. This is the difference between striving and alignment. And now alignment leads. This home is more than a structure. It is a blueprint for what comes next. It holds legacy. It marks a turning point where your future begins to unfold from a place of peace rather than pressure. This is where clarity returns and vision expands. The noise of past battles fades because those wars are over. Old enemies no longer have access. Old cycles are closed. Healing, harmony, and hope now define your environment. From this place, you will begin to build with intention. What once felt scattered now feels focused. What once felt delayed now feels aligned. This home becomes the foundation for everything that follows. The ideas you will birth, the impact you will make, the peace you will carry forward. You are no longer reacting to life. You are designing it with God. Expansion doesn't feel overwhelming here. It feels natural. Because this space was prepared to support what is growing inside you. The legacy you will leave begins here, rooted in peace, clarity, and divine order. What you are entering now is a silence that heals rather than empties. This is not the quiet of loneliness or absence. It is sacred silence, the kind that lifts rather than limits. For so long, noise surrounded your life. Opinions, pressure, expectations, unseen spiritual warfare. But in this new space, the noise no longer follows you. God has removed ceilings that once restricted your growth and lifted limitations you didn't even know were shaping your thinking. You may notice how familiar this place feels to your spirit, even if it is new to your eyes. That familiarity is confirmation. Your soul recognizes what God prepared long before you arrived. In this silence, alignment becomes effortless. Your desires no longer fight with divine timing. They move together. What once felt delayed now feels precise. This is where elevation happens quietly, without announcement, without striving. God is teaching you that not every breakthrough is loud. Some of the greatest transformations happen in stillness. Here, you will hear God more clearly because competing voices have been removed. This space invites you upward, not through pressure, but through peace. Your spirit stretches comfortably here because it was designed for this level. You are not outgrowing this place, you are arriving at what fits. Sacred silence does not isolate you. It stabilizes you. And from that stability, elevation becomes inevitable. This home is consecrated ground. It carries an anointing for creativity, clarity, rest, and restoration. You'll feel it in the mornings when you wake without dread. You will notice it when mental fog lifts without effort. Ideas flow freely here because stress no longer blocks inspiration. This is the difference between surviving and thriving. God has created an environment where your nervous system can finally relax, allowing your creativity to breathe again. Healing happens gently here, not through force, but through safety. Your thoughts become clearer. Your emotions feel lighter. Your spirit feels rested. This space restores what exhaustion stole. It invites you to dream again, without fear of disappointment. You will find yourself creating, planning, envisioning, not from pressure, but from peace. This is where God repairs what burnout damaged, where your mind relearns joy, where rest becomes productive instead of guilty. You were never meant to live in constant survival mode. This home marks the shift into sacred living, where your days are nourished instead of drained. And as you heal, you realize how much of your strength was hidden under exhaustion. Here, that strength returns. There is something deeply personal about this space because God designed it with you in mind. Every detail reflects His knowledge of your needs, your wounds, your capacity, your future. You will feel it the moment you enter. Your body will respond before your mind does. Your shoulders relax. Your breath deepens. Peace is recognized instantly, without explanation. That's how you know this is God's work. You are no longer visiting peace. You are living in it. This home meets you emotionally, spiritually, and physically. It understands what you've carried and what you're becoming. God did not design this place generically. He tailored it to your healing and your assignment. This is where you stop bracing for impact, where you stop waiting for disruption, where peace becomes your baseline. And because peace now surrounds you, it begins to shape you. This is intimacy expressed through environment. God saying, I know you. I see you. I prepared this for you. And your spirit responds with rest. God is not simply restoring what was broken. He is redesigning what comes next. This home reflects a forward movement into truth, not a return to old versions of yourself. You are not being patched up. You are being redefined. This space mirrors your growth and ascension. It carries evidence that you are no longer who you used to be. Old patterns don't fit here. Old fears don't survive here. Trust is renewed. Wholeness is reclaimed. Joy is rebuilt without fragility. God is teaching you that restoration brings you back, but redesign takes you forward. And this season is about forward movement. You are stepping into truth with clarity, not confusion. With confidence, not apology. This home holds the structure for who you are becoming, not who you were. And that is why it feels different. It honors your evolution. This home is both sanctuary and command center. It is where you are replenished and where you are positioned. Peace here is not accidental. It is protected, structured, intentional. You are learning the importance of guarding atmosphere because atmosphere determines outcomes. Emotional release happens here without judgment.
Sagrat haling moments fol naturali.
You don't have to perform. You don't have to pretend. This is headquarters for your next assignments, where decisions are made calmly, where strategy replaces reaction, where authority grows quietly. You are no longer fighting from chaos. You are leading from peace. And that changes everything. This space operates as a portal for divine ideas. Heaven meets earth here. Dreams become clearer. Visions grow bolder. God speaks in ordinary moments, while resting, while reflecting, while simply being present. Inspiration no longer feels forced. Revelation flows naturally. This is what happens when spiritual alignment meets physical environment. Your home becomes a receiver for divine downloads. And what God releases here will shape what you build next. You are positioned to receive because you are finally still enough to hear. As your environment shifts, so do your relationships. New people are assigned to this space. People who resonate with peace, clarity, and growth. Old connections fall away without conflict.
No arguments. No explanations.
Just alignment. This atmosphere filters relationships effortlessly. Boundaries are enforced by peace, not effort. What doesn't belong simply cannot stay. And what does belong arrives naturally. This is divine organization at work. Your voice carries more weight now because it is rooted, not reactive. Words flow with clarity, free from chaos and confusion. Your presence speaks louder than striving ever did. You no longer hustle for validation. You stand in authority because you know who you are. Identity is settled here. And from that settlement, influence grows effortlessly. You don't chase respect, it recognizes you. In this atmosphere, small favor multiplies rapidly. Alignment removes resistance. Miracles don't feel dramatic, they feel natural. Confidence grows because worthiness is no longer questioned.
You know you deserve peace.
You know you belong here. And because belief is settled, manifestation accelerates. This is multiplication through alignment, not exhaustion. God is reconditioning your nervous system for calm. Hypervigilance dissolves. Fear cycles end. You learn how to enjoy without flinching. Peace surrounds this home like a shield. Divine protection rests here. You are no longer waiting for something to go wrong. You are finally safe enough to live fully. This calm surpasses understanding, and it is permanent. In this new season, discernment sharpens without strain. You no longer have to overthink what belongs and what doesn't. Your spirit knows immediately. Peace now acts as both compass and guard. What disrupts your alignment cannot remain, and what supports your calling feels unmistakably right. Confusion no longer has access to your decisions. Where doubt once lingered, clarity now stands. God has fortified your spiritual security by placing you in an environment that agrees with your destiny. This home protects itself. It does not allow chaos, manipulation, or hidden agendas to settle. You are no longer vulnerable to distractions disguised as opportunities. Direction replaces uncertainty. Wisdom flows without anxiety. You will notice how quickly you sense when something is off and how confidently you respond without guilt. This is maturity. This is authority. You are not reacting anymore. You are discerning. God has given you peace not only as a feeling, but as a filter. And through that filter, your life becomes simpler, lighter, and more secure. You are safe to move forward without fear of missteps because your steps are now guided by clarity, not pressure. As survival mode dissolves, your true self begins to reemerge. Joy returns, not the fragile kind that depends on circumstances, but the grounded joy that flows from safety. Creativity awakens again. Presence deepens. You begin to live sacredly instead of defensively. Moments of gratitude catch you off guard. Clarity comes in waves. There are quiet moments where you pause and realize, I made it. Not just to a place, but through a process that could have broken you. You are no longer fragmented. You are whole. The parts of you that were silenced by stress, fear, and exhaustion find their voice again. This home gives you permission to be fully yourself without armor. And in that freedom, you rediscover who you were before the struggle and who you've become because of it. This is not regression. It is restoration of essence. You are finally living, not just enduring. The peace in this home does not stop with you. It radiates outward. Others are healed simply by proximity. Conversations feel lighter. Presence feels grounding. Your environment carries a contagious calm that ministers without words. There is no desire for revenge, no need for validation, no hunger to prove anything. Inner stability has replaced external reaction. Noise no longer shakes you. Opinions no longer move you. You have become anchored, and because you are anchored, your peace becomes a refuge for others. This is the ripple effect of alignment. The world may remain chaotic, but your inner world stays steady. You are unshaken, not because life is perfect, but because you are rooted, and that rootedness becomes your testimony. This is the final declaration. You are home. Pain has been transformed into purpose. Cycles have closed. Patterns have completed. What once felt endless has reached its conclusion. You are no longer wandering. You are stationed, rooted, aligned. This peace is not temporary. It is sealed. God has settled you where you belong. You are no longer preparing to arrive. You have arrived. And from this place you live, build, and become without fear of being uprooted again. This home marks the end of striving and the beginning of permanence. Chosen one, welcome home. This peace is yours, and it is permanent.